Hey guys, my name is Ben. You can find me at Boy Scout Ben on social media, and welcome back to Timeless Share. Today we're going to be in Job 2, specifically Job 2 verses 7 through 10, and we're going to be talking about a few of those verses. Now, as always, I encourage you to read the entire chapter, and also, specifically with the book of Job, I'm going to encourage you guys to maybe do some extra research than you would ordinarily, because Job can be a challenging book to get through, or to fully comprehend, maybe a better way to put it. But yeah, read the entire chapter for yourself. You'll always get more out of that than if you just listen to these few verses that I'm reading, and also perhaps read some other commentary, maybe some articles on the chapters and in this book that we're going to be reading, because like I said, Job can be a little bit challenging. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read Job 2 verses 7 through 10 for us now. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and struck Job with loathsome sores from the sole of his foot to the crown of his head. And he took a piece of broken pottery with which to scrape himself while he sat in the ashes. Then his wife said to him, "Do you still hold fast your integrity? Curse God and die." But he said to her, "You speak as one of the foolish women would speak. Shall we receive good from God, and shall we not receive evil?" And all this, Job did not sin with his lips. To give you guys some context for these verses, the book of Job is about this man, Job, who has a fear of the Lord, and the Bible says is upright and blameless. God basically puts Job on this pedestal to say, look at my good servant, look at how he is, look at how he has a fear of me, look at how he obeys my statutes, look at how he loves me. This is a good servant. That's basically what he's doing. But Satan comes along and says to God, yes, but he's only doing that. He's only following you because he's blessed. If you took away these blessings, if you take away all the good things out of his life, he would turn away from you and curse you. And so God allows Satan to afflict Job to see whether or not Job would turn away from him. God already knew the answer, and we see the answer later in the book of Job. But God allowed Job to be tested. And in this particular chapter, Satan afflicts Job with sores. It says from the bottom of his feet to the crown of his head. Now, the point that I want to focus in on is the person who is arguably the closest to Job, his wife. His wife comes to him in the midst of his suffering and says in verse 9, "Do you still hold fast your integrity? Curse God and die." In the midst of all this affliction, in the midst of his trials, this person who should have been supporting Job basically comes up to him and says, "What are you doing? God has left you. Curse him and die," type of thing. And what is Job's response? In verse 10, he says, "You speak as one of the foolish women would speak. Shall we receive good from God, and shall we not receive evil?" And then it says, this is not Job speaking, but it says, "And all this, Job did not sin with his lips." Now, he doesn't call his wife a foolish woman, but he says that you're speaking as if a foolish woman, as if one of the foolish women. What you're saying is so outlandish, so crazy, that it's what a foolish woman would say. And this is important to us. We can learn something from this, because there may be times in our lives when we're going through afflictions, when we're going through rough patches, where we're going through tough seasons, as some would say. And people around us may say, "God has left you, where is your God now?" But we know that God hasn't left us. God is with us in every season. To do something as bold as to curse God and die, or maybe more realistically for us, to say, "God, you've left me," and walk away from him, would be foolish. When people who are close to us come and give us advice, even though that they're close to us, even though that they may be good friends with us, they may give us some not good advice. So we always have to hold that up to the Bible and see if it is actually good advice. When we're going through a tough season, we should do basically what Job says here, in essence, and say, "God is in control, I will trust in him." Because he is. He's God, he's in control. We know that he's not going to leave us or forsake us. We have to trust in him. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the Plan of Salvation video and come back tomorrow. See you guys.